When the girl woke up in the morning, she suddenly discovered a dead rat tied in her hair. She felt extremely disgusted and immediately rinsed her hair with water, but no matter how much she washed, it didn't feel clean, so she decided to cut off her long hair. Her younger sister went downstairs to ask their mother for scissors. Suddenly, a loud scream came from upstairs. The sister ran upstairs to check and saw a horrifying scene. The older sister was lying in a pool of blood, and her head was gone. The father desperately wanted to retrieve his daughter's head and stared blankly at her portrait. Meanwhile, the younger sister came looking for a flashlight, because in the past few days she had noticed what seemed like mice in the attic. Curious, she wanted to check it out. The father decided it would be better for him to go up first, despite his daughter's concern about his heart condition. Time passed slowly, but there was no movement in the attic. Growing anxious, the sister climbed up to see what was happening. When she reached the attic, she saw a terrifying scene. Her father had died of a heart attack. Startled by what he saw, looking in the direction her father had been facing, she saw her sister's missing head appear before her. At this point, fear had completely left the younger sister. She approached and tried to pull her sister's head down, but no matter what she did, it didn't move. Her hands were even cut by the long hair. Frustrated, she prepared to fetch scissors, hoping to solve the problem. But then, the hair started moving on its own, pulling and distorting her sister's face into a grotesque shape. Moments later, the head fell to the floor and began moving toward the door. The sister was so terrified she crouched in place. At the same time, her sister's boyfriend received a strange phone call. No one spoke on the other end, only an eerie sound of teeth grinding. At first, the man didn't think much of it, but then he realized the sound was exactly like his girlfriend's, which immediately terrified him. After looking at his new girlfriend, he felt slightly less scared. As he conversed with his new girlfriend, his body suddenly lifted into the air. Countless strands of hair, accompanied by the grinding sound, began to tear and pull. The girl had a strange condition. Her arms were full of holes, as if they had been deliberately punctured. Even stranger, she was born with these holes, which could serve as a replacement for her mouth and nose to breathe. A kind doctor often came to check on her, but each time she saw him, she screamed in fear. Coincidentally, a neighbor saw this, but a boy living nearby didn't find it strange. He had seen this before. Long ago, his grandfather had the same mysterious condition. His grandfather had told him that the holes were extremely sensitive. He could even feel the wind passing through them. Soon after, the grandfather died when countless green insects flew through the window and burrowed into his body through the holes, torturing him to death. The boy couldn't understand why the same strange condition that had afflicted his grandfather now appeared in the girl. He sought help from a friend to figure it out. The friend suggested looking through the books his grandfather had left behind, thinking there might be clues. They found his grandfather's diary on the bookshelf and began reading it. Through it, they discovered the cause of the mysterious condition. According to the diary, before falling ill, the grandfather had acquired a very rare jade insect. Afterward, he began developing strange, densely packed holes that eventually evolved into wormholes.
やっぱり記憶は正しかったんだ。翡翠の呪いは隣のリナちゃんにかかったんだよ。本当かな？信じられ